Hello everybody, I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my studio. I recently moved into this space maybe a few months ago, so it's quite new. Very excited about it. It's actually downstairs from my apartment. I've got a 2-floor apartment now, which is really nice, especially when I have 3 kids now, so it's good for space. Previous studios that I've had are pretty much just been a room in an apartment, small box, not much space. And so this is really awesome because it's the first time I've ever had a space that feels professional. I feel like a real artist now. But I've got these, really nice tall ceilings. It's about 20 feet long, so I can really step back when I'm working on my oils and stuff like that, and give it a look, walk back up, continue painting. I love the overhead lighting, just a lot of space, which is really cool. So anyways, let's check it out. This is one of my favorite parts of the studio. Fridge and dishwasher, which is pretty cool. Underneath the sink I keep my Turpenoid and my toolbox full of my oil paint and that sort of thing. Cabinets for supplies and that sort of thing. So it's pretty awesome. I can wash my brushes if I need to. I don't have to go upstairs. Down the hall I've got a bathroom, so I feel like I've got my own little apartment down here, and it's nice just for morale, just relaxing, and it feels good to be down here. That's a collage up there that my daughter Isabeau did, and I'm very proud of her for a school assignment. Got to get that framed eventually, hang it up down here. This light, it's pretty awesome. It's basically natural daylight. And I put one on each side of my painting. When I'm painting, it lights up the whole room. Really even lighting, no shadows on my painting, that sort of a thing. I can't remember the name offhand, but I'll let everybody know in my write-up what it is. This is just a really cool little sketch that an artist gave me as a gift when I was teaching in Vancouver a few years ago. I did like a workshop up there, and he just gave this to me. I love that drawing, so I keep it down here. So oil study that I did of my friend Brian, that's on Arch's oil paper, and it's really, really fun to paint on. It's got like a nice feel to it, and yeah. This is a group of zombie paintings that I did for a magazine a few years ago. I can't remember the name of the magazine offhand, but I also had it in some kind of a horror show that my friend Anthony Kosar was doing, and so I got it framed up for his show. I have 2 bookshelves down here. Every artist has a lot of art books, I'm pretty sure. So these are basically a bunch of books that inspire me, Rockwell, a lot of character design, movies, animation, that sort of thing, comic book stuff, books from friends of mine, and yeah, that sort of thing. So here's that light on its stand. And it's really awesome because you can put it basically at any level, any height. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty powerful. I'll turn it on real quick. Switch here. You can see how it lights up really nice. And when you have 2 of them on, it really brightens everything up. It's a really powerful light. And I like it because it doesn't get really hot. A lot of lights that I've had in the past, they get really hot and they heat up the room, and this one doesn't, so it's really cool. So let me take you over to my workstation, if you want to call it that. I've got a record player down here, which is really nice. I like it a lot when I'm working on oils and stuff like that. It kind of just sets the mood. Other than that, I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff while I work. That's a bunch of art supplies like oil paint, gouache, watercolor, pencil, chalk, charcoal, pen and ink, all that kind of stuff, just jammed in those drawers. Awesome flower study that my friend Grigor did. And to the right of it is one of my first oil paintings ever that I did, and I did it from life. Not the best thing in the world, but for being one of my first ever, I'm happy with it, and I keep it there just to remind myself there's always room to grow, buddy. This is my setup for all my digital stuff. I've got a 27-inch Cintiq. That's basically what I use for the most part. I also have a Mobile Studio Pro that I use from time to time. You know, I can easily work over here on the desk, and I also sketch with an iPad Pro a lot of times, which is what I'm filming with right now. But I use this mainly for my digital painting, and then on this like mechanical arm thing here, or robot arm, or whatever you want to call it, I've got my original Cintiq that I used for years, the 21-inch, and I use it basically as a second monitor. So when I'm working digitally, I can turn it and have it right next to my other Cintiq, and I can have my references on there, and you know, I usually have my email open on that screen, and that sort of thing. So it's just really helpful having the two screens. It's a little teeny oil sketch that my dad did. So I love little paintings like that. I have them all over the place. My dad gave me tons of paintings, and so I pretty much have a museum of Larry Seiler here in the house. My brother does taxidermy on the side as a hobby, and this is something he made as a gift for me. I think he found this fox in the woods near his house, and decided to turn into something that would terrify my dog. But my dog's used to it now, but at first he was freaked out by it. But, so out here is actually a doorway, and it's just really nice because I can, if I want to, just take a break, go outside, walk around a little bit, get some fresh air, sit down, chill. Usually I take a phone call, I go out there. So it's kind of a nice, just quick escape if I need to get outside. So I don't lose my mind every once in a while. This is a current oil painting that I'm working on. This is the third one of 4 that I'm doing for a university in Maryland. I'm painting past presidents. So this is the beginning stage, blocking in and everything. I like to use this parallel palette that my friend David Kassan actually helped design. It's pretty cool. And it's awesome because you can just work on the painting and the palette's right next. You don't have to, like, you know, look down every time to mix. Also, it helps so that the lighting is pretty even and balanced, and the palette and the painting have the exact same lighting on it, you know. So it just helps with mixing color a little bit more accurate and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And this is just my fancy TV tray that I keep my paints and different things on while I'm painting. And I usually have a garbage I slide right next to it so I can throw in my paper towel and that sort of thing. More books, more art supplies. Well, actually there's no art supplies there. It's just books. But a lot of art books, Jason Seiler, Peter DeSev, J.C. Leyendecker. I'm sure there's some Joe Bloom in there. Yeah, I don't know. Just anything. I think Edgar Payne is in there. James Jean. Anyways, a lot of cool art books, a lot of things. Every once in a while, it's just really good to flip through some books for inspiration. And that's a painting I did for Rolling Stone a couple years ago. This is my favorite watercolor mug. This is what I do all my painting with when I do watercolors. Just a fun little mug to paint with. The beautiful painting of the lady, or charcoal drawing I should say, was done by one of my best buddies, Grieger, and he gave it to me as a birthday gift. So a study I did a few years ago in oils on that same Arches oil paper. This is a homeless guy. I gave him 20 bucks so I could take a picture of him, and then did this as a quick study. So let's see, shark jaws. I love sharks. Here's a pipe that was a gift from my wife, my family. It's a piece I did for the New Yorker a couple years back. And oh, this is cool. This is one of my favorite awards that I've ever gotten, just because it just means a lot. I was in Vienna 2 years in a row, teaching a workshop there at the Eurocon with Bernd and everybody there. Really awesome people. Made a lot of really good friends, and just had such a great time. And so this is like a really cool, I think it was for like a digital painting award or something like that, but this is a classic character from Vienna, and he's got a horse whip and everything. They're all crazy about their horses. But anyways, that was a really fun time. Had a blast. Got this cool fireplace, which is awesome down here. I haven't used it yet, but once it gets chilly here in the fall, I plan on lighting that up. It's not a real fireplace; it's a gas fireplace, but still pretty cool nonetheless. This area back here is actually my wife's area. She is an artist as well. That's an oil painting that she's working on. That's a little plein air there that she did on our trip to the Smokies a few weeks ago. She hasn't done much painting lately because we have a 10-month-old baby that requires a lot of time. So, but we also use this area sort of communally, like this. If I do watercolors or anything like that, this is a really great place to work. This desk obviously adjusts at different angles and that sort of thing. My daughters can come in here and do homework or do painting and things like that as well. So here's another piece that my wife did. This is one of my favorites that she's done. She hasn't finished it yet, but I like it the way it is. It's nice to see that every day when I walk downstairs. Pretty cool piece. And I'll show you just a couple pieces down here. That was something I did for the Wall Street Journal a couple years back. This is a watercolor of my friend Brian, which was a lot of fun to work on. Here's a piece I did for Golf Digest or Illustrated or one of those things. I don't know which one it was. A couple James Jean pieces. Prints. These aren't originals. I wish they were originals. Nice little gouache that my dad did. And here's another little gouache study that my dad did. And an oil that my dad did. And I've got a lot more of his paintings around too, like I said. So it's like a little mini dad studio. But anyways, that's it for the studio. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. And peace.